Welcome to Side by Side Games. I'm Alokin, an advanced gamer.
And I'm Oceanwolv, a casual gamer.
We're a husband and wife duo reviewing video games from different gamer perspectives to help you and your person find your next two-player game.
We discuss pros and cons and then break down the game into 4 categories: co-op ability, production quality, gameplay mechanics, and overall fun.
Let's get into it. Super excited to walk through this review today. We're going to review our first mobile game, Bloons TD 6, which stands for Bloons Tower Defense 6. The TLDR for this is Bloons Tower Defense 6 is a highly replayable, ever-evolving tower defense game with deep strategy, fun co-op mechanics, and constant updates, though mobile UI limitations and tower balance inconsistencies can impact the gameplay. So a quick overview of the game. This is actually a free-to-play. However, we have spent probably around $50 each on optional downloadable content on the mobile store. And when they came out with
like the holiday
when they came with the holiday packs, we purchased those as well for some of the flags, some of the game cosmetics and things like that, like some of the explosions or different balloons and things like that. And then our playtime is well over 100 hours each. Sure. I would say even multiple 100 hours, but we maxed it out at 100 hours here. But over the probably 2 years, hundreds of hours between the both of us. The style here is co-op or online. You can play on mobile. We play on the Android store and the Apple store. A little bit about the game is you plan, strategize, and complete increasingly difficult levels by crafting your perfect defense from a combination of powerful monkey towers and awesome heroes. Then you pop every last invading balloon.
Starting the review, we'll go over the pros and cons list. My list of pros is very simple. It's cute design. Of course, that's something I value.
Always cute design.
Always. My second pro is that it has constant upgrades, which leads to my third pro is that this game, Bloons TD6, is meant to be replayed. Mine's pretty simple.
Okay. So for me, my pros are the mobile and crossplay. There's nothing better than just hopping on your phone, or if we're in bed one night and we just pull it up, or if we're even like across the room or in different rooms, we can just pull it up and play, which is really fun. Similar to you in the first pro, which is devs are always adding content, whether it's holiday content, challenges, mini games. There's always something new every time you log in. And then I think it's also really great for casuals and advanced. You can play it any way you want. And then the next we can chat through cons. My list is high levels have no visibility. What I mean by this is that when you get to over the hundreds, there's so many balloons and there's so much going on. And if you're playing on a mobile screen, you can't see anything that's happening. It's just so much going on. It's almost impossible.
I know, because the balloons are traveling obviously balloons, they're up in the air.
Yeah.
Right? And your tower defense is on the ground. So as you progress, and the screen really is just filled with color.
As much as I want to admit that I know exactly what's going on, when you get to those high levels, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just praying that my
you just have to trust that what you built is doing the work.
So no visibility on high levels, and then also on mobile, the UI I felt is sometimes can be a little clunky. It's amazing, but it can be a little clunky because you're trying to click on so many things like on those high levels, and it's very hard. And then
like when you're trying to upgrade something really quickly
it's
before
hard
the balloons
because it's so
come.
tiny. And then the last thing is that some of the tower strengths vary, and it's not super clear how powerful towers actually are in the game. You just kind of have to learn from testing.
Yeah, I agree, and I experienced those cons too, obviously because we play together. My list of cons is that the first one I'll share, which is like what you said, with the high levels have no visibility. I said that sometimes it lags as you progress, because
definitely
remember
on mobile, it lags.
Because there's just so much going on that it does skip a little bit.
It skips, especially when we played on the iPad. It skipped a lot.
Yeah, so you do have to be mindful about that. It lags in the sense like we never got kicked out of a game. Maybe we did like once.
Yeah, we might have lagged out once or twice in a couple of years we played.
But we've played literally, again, over hundreds of hours, and we can probably count maybe within on our hands that we've got kicked out.
Which is pretty amazing.
Which is really amazing. So it does speak to the upgrades and the quality of the game. Keep in mind, it does lag once you get over 100. And then I feel like sometimes the game can be overwhelming in the sense that this game is so complex that as a casual gamer, I just want to do a simple gameplay.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, so for me, it was overwhelming in that way, but it does serve advanced gamers or replayability that
Yeah.
you will learn those things over time.
Yep.
But that was the immediate con. And then the last con that I wrote down is that it may be repetitive or boring for some people. So
Mhm.
this game obviously is not for people who like to do the same things, to strategize on different ways of tower defense, and that just might be boring for them, just might not be
Yeah.
for them. So
Yep.
that could be a con. But yeah. The first category we are reviewing is called co-op ability. This is how well the game supports teamwork and collaboration between players.
My co-op ability rating here is a 9 out of 10. And although the game can be played completely solo, it's incredibly enhanced with additional players and the way that the coin sharing, it also helps with the co-op system. This is really fun to play together because then you have to actually adjust how you purchase your towers.
Yeah,
Now your
that's
coins
true.
need to be used and you have to strategize. So it's just really fun because there was even times where like on levels, I'd have to split some to make sure that I'm farming with a lot of the banana factories and all the farms. And then you would then kind of plan out all the offensive things so
Yeah.
that you could take on all the balloons that were coming. And so as you plan and go higher levels, that level of collaboration and planning, it becomes essential to be successful. And there's just no way you can do it without it if you're playing
Yeah.
together. You can't just place random towers everywhere. You have to talk to each other about how you're going to plan out as you go through. And if you want to complete the levels without losing any lives, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And we always aim to never lose one life in all of our levels. So it just gets more and more collaborative as you increase the levels. And I just really love that.
I totally agree. And that's my rating is 10 out of 10. And I do say similar things. And going off of what you said, it really is about strategizing together. And like, I love that you're talking about upgrading as you go. And then that's what I said, or like in my review, or what I had said is you really stack your skills and you double up on the resources. Like,
Mhm.
even though the map is really big and you can place wherever you want, but the point of the co-op ability in this game is obviously to win together,
Yeah.
and you want to win every round. And
Yep.
so that it's so supportive in that way. And the way that we played definitely is like you farm the money and I set up the tower defense. Usually, like, our gameplay is also you get the front, I get the back, we split that up.
Yeah. Depending on the level.
Yeah, depending on the map, because sometimes the map, it doesn't, like, it chooses for you. But in that way, I feel like it definitely is a 10 out of 10. It does support teamwork and collaboration
Mm.
because additionally, I said Bloons is all about strategy. And even though it's not marketed as co-op, it's definitely a game to play together because the gameplay becomes a lot more easy and fun, like you say.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, with your rating of a 10 and my rating of a 9, the overall co-op ability we have here is a 9.5 out of 10, which is damn near perfect.
Yeah, I think that's one of the highest co-op ability
Yeah.
ratings we've had for a game,
And it should be.
which speaks to the game.
The only reason why I didn't give it a 10 was because you can still beat it solo. You can play the game solo.
Like, it doesn't hinge on
It doesn't hinge on being
another
co-op because you could actually
person.
play it by yourself. if you
Yeah, no,
wanted to.
I see that.
Yeah. All right, the second category we're going to review is production quality. This is the design, artwork, components, and overall craft of the game's materials.
I rated this a 10 out of 10 because I really feel Bloons delivers high quality production. It has the overall craft is accessible and timeless across multiple platforms.
It really
It
is.
caters to all ages, skill levels, and tech access. Its game components includes towers, balloons, maps, upgrades, heroes, game modes, economy system, co-op play, and a challenge editor with playful artwork updated every holiday. Just that list alone, that's a mouthful for me to say,
it's a lot of
which
stuff.
really speaks to the complexity of this game. Like, it's so high level. It's a very high level game that is both simple and complex.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. And also why I rated it mine so high too. A lot of the same things that you said. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I wrote that the beauty of this game is that it never stops growing. Every quarter or so, there was an update from the dev team, whether it's new heroes, a new tower, a new level, or just an overall challenge that they're introducing for this season. And it's free to play. So this adds
Yeah.
so much content if you're just playing the base game. And it's, like I said, it's completely free. And the only exception is that most of these items are downloadable content. So like some of the heroes, if you want to get them early, you don't want to have to level up all that experience. You can just purchase them for $10. But what I love is that the game support keeps it very exciting, and it just makes you want to keep playing it over and over again. And
Yeah.
I used to remember times where like when the holiday came around and we were trying to earn a
Oh
lot
my
of those
gosh.
presents and those
Yeah,
boxes,
yeah.
we would log in every day to
Exactly.
complete those challenges just so that we could get the awards. So
Yeah, you have 5 days to complete
yeah,
like the challenges, and then you unlock like a really awesome reward, like an outfit
like a holiday
or
specific outfit or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
or a new like a seasonal item to play. So it's not just like cute visuals and looks.
Yeah.
It really, they have rewards for the actual game.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, after having this discussion, the fact that it's free, I think I have to change mine to a 10.
Dude, literally.
Because I just realized that this is all free.
I know.
This is literally free. So I think I'm gonna actually push mine to a 10 after we had this
Okay, that's
conversation.
huge.
I do think that if it wasn't free, it probably wouldn't be, but because this is all literally free and they're just
Yeah.
giving this to all the free users too, it's
Yeah.
a 10.
Yeah.
The
and
value is just too much for
the
this game.
value is so good. It's exactly what you said. This is all for free. Like, obviously, adults, like, you will be able to buy, like, the cool stuff. But this game
The
is
cool stuff.
also
Everything else is trash. Just kidding.
the extra cute stuff. But this game, because it caters to all ages, like, they know kids are playing this.
Yeah.
So they want to make it. I love that the developers and the creators of the game don't have a paywall
Yeah.
to be able to like have the
Yeah.
cool shit of this game.
And you can play as many like levels as you want.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Some games are like, okay, you can play 10 levels and then but then you have to wait for a day to play 10 more.
Yeah.
You have to wait for a
Yeah.
refresh. Whereas like this mobile game is you can play as much as you want for as long as you want. They don't care.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, it's okay. If you want cosmetics, you can purchase it, but you don't have to wait to play more. You can play as much as you want.
Exactly.
It's great.
And even on touching the last thing I want to say about the production quality, like the cosmetics, they don't have like basic packs of just like 3 options or 1. They have so many options. So that's
Yeah.
why it's like the value that these people give the people is incredible. It's valuable and it's so generous.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, the next category we are going to be reviewing is the gameplay mechanics, which talks about Bloons' rules, flow, balance, and how engaging and intuitive the gameplay feels.
And for me, I gave this overall score a 6 out of 10. And the reason why is because there are inconsistencies with the tower cost and tower strength. Things that you can't learn unless you play this game a lot. It's not really clear in the game what the towers actually do until you see it. And so this makes it hard to plan as you encounter new levels and new maps and new towers.
Yeah, I remember that because we're like, what does this do? And it's
Yeah.
we won't know until we risk it.
And you have to save up so much in the
Yeah.
game to get like one of the sun gods or something like that.
Yeah, that's
and then when it
true.
came out, you actually don't know how powerful it is because it doesn't tell
Yeah.
you how much damage it does.
That's true.
So you can't really like plan. You can just kind of guess. Okay, I think it's going to be really strong, or if I pair this combination together, it's gonna be really strong. Like some levels, it was just random. The ice cannon was incredibly strong, but it doesn't
Right.
tell you that in the game for real. And then I also think that the mobile UI was clunky at times. One example was while we were playing this game, it was very hard to do a co-op matchmaking in the library. Like we had to copy a code, and then when we did the code, we had to redo it every time. And so there wasn't just a way to, okay, you're my friend, we're in a group, let's just keep playing levels over and over and over again. Every time we started a new party, we had to have a new code. And so that was one of the pain points for me. And then also when I switched to PC after the first year, I realized how big of a disadvantage the mobile player is, because PC made it incredibly easy to upgrade, navigate, and
Oh yeah, you know
macro
what? I do remember
just by
that.
using the keyboard.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go back, which sucked because I really loved playing this on mobile. But when you
Yeah,
saw
because like when we're sitting in bed, it's, oh, you know what? Let's just play a few
play
rounds of
levels.
Bloons.
Yeah. But it made it so much easier on PC that I realized, wow, I was losing so much being on mobile, because on PC, then I could really reach those higher levels. I could upgrade faster. I could react to things a lot better.
It's because of the accuracy of the mouse, though, right?
Yeah, the mouse and the keyboard had shortcuts.
Yeah.
Which you can't do on mobile.
Whereas mobile, obviously, you're just using your finger. Yeah, I understand that. I totally agree that I totally forgot about those things. Like, my rating, I literally said it was a 10 out of 10.
You love this game.
I love this game. The gameplay mechanics, I felt like they are simple and complex, like what we've been talking about. It meets a range of different skill levels and interests. And even what you're speaking to with the differences of playing on PC and mobile, and just like the mishaps of co-op, right? Playing like the code. And I do feel like those are the gaps of the game for sure. I feel like for me, I wasn't thinking of that, obviously. I felt like I rated it a 10 out of 10 because I was looking at just the range of the gameplay mechanic. Because for me, like, you get to choose what you want to play and how you play. So the primary focus of my gameplay mechanical review is the game modes. So there's 4 of them in this game. It's standard, co-op, challenges, and Odyssey. The standard is the classic tower defense, where you have 3 levels of difficulty, which is easy, medium, hard. And then you have co-op mode, where obviously you team up with your friends, your people, your person, and this is online or local.
Yep.
With a shared strategy. And then the third mode is having those challenges, like those mini challenges that Alokin had mentioned earlier, which has that daily refresh and it has custom rules. So there's that spontaneity mode there. And then the last mode the game offers is called Odyssey. And this is a multi-map strategic adventure where you have limited resources in the game and you receive unique words. It's like they give you play this map with these characters and see if you win. Yeah. And then you get to receive the reward that they give you. So really that's where I feel like with the game mechanic, if you want to avoid those clunky or those mishaps of co-op, right, you can just easily go to standard or challenges, or just you might just accept it. So that's where I feel like, yeah, I guess my focus was just
on the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like the game modes.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, do you feel like that's a mechanic in and of itself?
The game modes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a game mechanic because each one is different, but it's also production quality because you have 4 modes.
Yeah. So I guess I was just focusing again, like on the range of different skill levels and interests.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Alokin's like review on the mishaps and the 6 out of 10.
Yeah. All right, so with your 10 out of 10 and my 6 out of 10, our average for gameplay mechanics is an 8 out of 10 total.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then the last category that we always review is just an overall level of fun. This is just how enjoyable and entertaining the game is for immediate play and long-term replayability. For me, I gave this a 10 out of 10. This is one of the funnest co-op games I've ever played. And I don't give out perfect scores a lot.
Yeah, actually,
because I don't think there's any, but for Bloons, I don't think that there's anything out there right now that compares to this game, with the combination of all the other categories. Like, it's free, all the amount of content you get, how much game there is, how easy it is to pick up and play. It really, if you were to Google co-op tower defense games, this game stands alone at the top of the mountain. And it's no wonder why it has such a huge community on YouTube, Reddit, anywhere you go, is because there is new players that love this game. There's also people who played this game for a long time who have really gotten to a really expert level on this game. And I really believe that this game is a masterpiece, and there's no wonder why it's lasted as long as it has, and it's still incredibly fun. I gave it a 10 out of 10.
100%. Literally 100%. I agree 100%. And I gave this overall fun rating a 10 out of 10 as well. I feel like Bloons is one of those few games that we've replayed for years. That's really
It's
rare.
rare.
Like for you to replay one game, right? A certain game, it means that I just feel like that speaks volumes to how dynamic the game is and how fresh it can be for a long time because it is highly customizable and
Hmm.
strategic. And it's not just like that it's easy to learn and play. That's not necessarily like why I rated it out of 10, but it's because it's layered. It has layered game components and with the constant upgrades, it just again like I keep saying I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's so fresh, it's exciting, and it's so fun to come back to. If you love tower defense strategy, this game is 100% made for you.
I love that. This is an easy one to average out because we both give it a 10. So this
Yeah.
is a 10 out of 10 for overall fun.
So when we add up and average all of the ratings from the categories, the overall rating for Bloons TD6 is 9.3 out of 10.
And this makes it a must play, which it absolutely is.
Yeah, it really is. You're going to have so much fun. You at least try it, right?
Yeah, if tower defense is for you, then you definitely have to try this game.
You're going to have so much fun exploring the different amount of towers and abilities of each tower. You get to customize your own gameplay with Bloons and experience the new upgrades every season. So you are in for a treat.
We hope this helps you find your next two-player game. If you want a quick rundown of this review, check out our blog in the description. We have more two-player game reviews there so you and your person can find the perfect one.